Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. No periodic table or alien talk tonight. I did, however, state that I think really soon we're going to be going back into the periodic table. All right. Now I can sense that some people are irritated that we're still recording and still going. You don't have to tune in, babe. Okay. You don't have to listen. You don't have to be here. I appreciate it. You're welcome. But the bad vibes are not. And I absolutely, positively do not need anyone telling me that I can stop or what I need to stop doing, okay? Unless it's the creator, all right? Or you signing my check or something, child. But this segment is about spirits that don't age, spirits that don't die. Now, we always talk about timelines and cycles and people dying and transitioning and, going on to other dimensions when their purpose is done and coming back. There are some souls that will eventually move on and never come back. There are some souls that are bound, earth-bound, right? There are some souls that are hell-bound. And we've had this discussion about intergalactic beings, interdimensional beings, right? These entities that are powerful enough to have formed a physical vessel, right? Now, there are some spirits that don't die, okay? A lot of people know that you can pray some things away. That's not the same as casting it out, okay? And sending it to the pits of hell or to its point of origin, right? We can do that. A lot of people have been given spiritual gifts that are exactly geared towards casting out negative entities and demonic entities and certain spirits that are sent to stop the purpose of the creator. I think it's important that we could say some spirits do us some justice, right? When they slow us down, when we are being consumed by the warfare, we get to be slowed down a bit. And not only does it reveal to us the presence of the creator in our lives, right? But it also gets to allow us to see just how loved and protected we are. And it shows us our gifts. So a lot of these spirits, although their aim is to attack you and devour you, them coming against you should be letting you know that you are a gift to the world and your presence, right? And who you are is important, because why else would the devil or a spirit be attacking you? You have to be somebody, right? You don't hear everybody just going around saying that they're being attacked, right? So yeah, that was important for somebody to hear. But the creator told me that there are some spirits that they live through every cycle, and it's because they are meant to be in the presence of people to spread the God consciousness, the God frequency, to spread light, to spread love, to be basically a walking testimony. These people usually move around a lot. Let's just say they're probably, living in multiple places or just having different life circumstances that has allowed them or called for them to be shuffled around a bit. And this is just so that they can make contact with all of their soulmates, okay? A lot of people don't have a close enough relationship with the Creator to determine what type of lifestyle is suitable for a person who's walking with God, right? You would have to go through changes, go through challenges, do some reading, do some research, do some healing, right? There's kind of like tons of things that you would do in order to find out all that is required. And even that wouldn't give you a soul that's not going to eventually, reach its highest potential and then die. Okay? This is obviously something that the Creator will choose. Number one, it's also a connection to bloodline. There is nothing more rewarding than being a vessel for the Creator, being obedient to your intuition, answering the call that the Creator has over your life, giving the Creator permission to lead you and guide you. And even that will not make you one of those souls and spirits that won't die, okay? These people are usually like what we would call ascended masters, fairies, psychics. Sometimes they'll be considered a prophet or a messiah, depending on the timeline, right? Like, it's possible that Jesus and Prophet Muhammad was the same spirit, just in a different timeline. It's possible, right? It's possible that Isis and Mary are the same person, but just different timelines. And technically it is, because if you look at, this group of people, they were around during this time. And if you look at that group of people, they were around during that time, right? So everything is kind of in our faces. We don't really have to go too far. You just have to use the knowledge that you already have and ask questions and use your imagination, okay? All of this is based on your ability to fathom, what actually occurred, what actually can occur. How did all of this begin? Whom all were involved, right? Like, there's tons of ways to go about, getting information and learning more and just tapping in. But the Creator will, we already know, do whatever it is that He wants to do, right? But these souls of people, they have a responsibility that I don't even think I can try to understand. I mean, the Creator gave me the message and He just wanted me to say that. Like, some souls are always here, right? Those are the people that are watching over the different realms, right? The seen and the unseen. They have multiple gifts, okay? They are kind of like Jesus, like I said, like ascended masters, right? Majority of them possess almost every gift that a human could ever have, that God will ever give a human. And Jesus was like mainly one of the only ones who had every single gift that a human will ever receive from the Creator, including the gift of seership, shape-shifting, just miraculous miracles. There are tons of people throughout history where if you look back, you will see that there are similar storylines. And I'm not talking about the fabricated stories that different groups and cultures made up a long time. And not a long time, as time had passed. I'm sorry if that sounds crazy. But yeah, like, really educate your soul, not just your mind. Educate your soul. Be aware that the knowledge that is out there for you to learn is to confuse you, right? So you have to use your soul and your mind's eye when you are seeking this information. You may come across some very interesting information. You might find out that you are related to some of these souls. And I mean, you would really have to do some extensive research, right? But it wouldn't really be hard if you could pinpoint where your people were from, or if you could put a name and a date on certain events that have occurred. And this is, why the whole slavery thing kind of is a big deal, and why it is an issue, because it would be a little easier for us to track if we weren't shuffled around, right? Obviously, that makes sense. It's like common sense, right? So before we go, I just wanted to make sure that we, got the gist of this conversation. Remember how we talked about the earth operating on this 220 to 250 million year cycle, and once that period ends, the world kind of like starts over from one, right? This is, like the cycles within those cycles. These souls that we're talking about, they live through each of those cycles. As soon as they die, they're reborn again. They can die in New Jersey and be born in England. The same year, we did a segment a few months back about the aliens coming to pick and drop people off, right? Those souls that we're talking about, they don't get picked up. They don't get picked up. They stay right here. Or they stay in between dimensions, parallel universes. They're in between the dimensions in the different timelines. So that would be a different timeline if I'm like, okay, 2024, circa 2004, New Jersey, a person dies, and then circa 2024 or 2025, a person is born, right? Like, that is the same timeline. They don't leave. They don't get picked up by the ships that are coming to take people to another dimension or a totally different universe or reality. That's a whole different concept, right? Like, what we consider to be a universe, the galaxy, that's just the one that belongs to us. There's tons, right? How do you know that? Click off and go do your own research. Meditate. Ask your angels and your spiritual team to guide you and direct you and show you where you came from. Ask the Creator to step in and confirm it with proof on top of proof. Like irrefutable, undeniable proof. Call it in. Ask. If you don't believe me, you don't have to listen. Do your own research. Like, how crazy would it be that you have ancestors in like another, like what we consider a galaxy, like another one of those. Like how we have the Milky Way and all of these different things in our midst. Like something that's not even like known to us. Like the regular popular, population. I mean, outside of other planets, like everything that encompasses all of our planets and the stars and the beyond and the unknown, there's multiple of those. And we just know from what we can see and what we can experience. And even that is fabricated, right? We don't get to really get to the real deal. But like I said, do your own research, tap in with the Creator, and you will be surprised with what it is that you come up with. All right. But some of these souls don't die, and a lot of us are related to them via the blood. Okay. Which means we share frequency with souls that are immortal, if you will. But I'm going to end it here. I do hope you all have been resting. I hope you are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea, because it's most definitely free. And I'm out of here. Love y'all. Peace.